why do I do what I do? What's the purpose behind the stuff that I'm doing? That's a question that I was asked by Delatrox. So shouts to you. I appreciate the comment and I appreciate the suggestion. And you also asked me to explain some of the stuff that's going on, I guess, in the background and stuff. So I'll go ahead and do that too. Now, why I do what I do? First, we got to start with what do I do? So right now, what I do is, as you guys know, I've started in my new sales job recently. Now, the reason I started in the sales job is because I wanted to get started in something that provides me with the opportunity to get paid in a strong way based on my efforts and based on my skill and based on me having the opportunity to bring more and get more, right? Now, this was actually heavily inspired by my lady, actually. Having my lady in my life, and currently right now I live with my mum, and I wanna stack up for my mortgage. And I recognize that in the current vertical that I was in, which was consulting, it wasn't in the way that I was doing it, at least. It wasn't gonna get me to that goal. It wasn't gonna get me to the level of stacking up for my mortgage because there wasn't as much growth left within specifically what I was doing. And I know my lady's super excited to move in with me and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? Now's the time to apply a bit more pressure. And now's the time to go a bit harder on, like, I had it in my head as, you know what? I was some other businesses that I was working on and stuff. There was businesses that I was working on where I was like, I want to build these businesses. And I was just taking my time with it. Like, at some point, they'll pop off. I understand that when it comes down to business, you've got to be able to have, the way I see it at least, you've got to be able to have the mentality where you're able to keep consistent over time. And you can't be too attached to the short-term outcome from a results perspective. And that's how I was seeing it. It's like, okay, take time. It can take a few years, whatever it is, for me to even start getting the ball rolling and this and that. But now it's more so like, okay, hold on. I feel the responsibility to step up from the lens of I need to stack up for that mortgage, etc. I want to be able to provide better for my lady. I want to be able to support people I love in better ways, like help my mum out with certain things. Even things like just, I want to be able to do more things like get my mum on private healthcare and these different types of stuff, right? Covering my mum's mortgage, all of these stuff, right? And it's like, I'm recognizing that, you know what, now it's the time to lock in on something that's going to bring me direct results right now and that I can still have a lot of career progression long term in, and there's a lot of room for me to grow. So that's a mini version as to why I'm in sales, specifically tech sales, because I see an opportunity, especially with the company that I'm in, to really hit goals that I want to hit and to have, I guess, support in terms of being able to see other people that are having success within the company and being able to learn from them, because I believe that that's something that's very important. But really and truly, I want to be the man. I want to be the gentleman who is able to inspire other people, which I would say I do now, but I want to inspire people on a bigger level in the way I see it. In order for me to achieve my purpose, I believe my purpose is an ongoing thing. My purpose, the way I see it, is to inspire people to become the best versions of themselves. And in order for me to do that, I need to become the best version of myself, and I need to continuously strive to become the best version of myself. And I believe that right now, I'm in the season where it's time to really lock in and get uncomfortable with something that maybe I previously wouldn't have considered, because I have to. I need to hit my goals. I need to provide in the ways that I want to provide, and I'm recognizing that sometimes you got to do stuff that's uncomfortable in order to do that. Sometimes you got to do stuff that isn't necessarily what you had initially planned, but that is a clear path for you to get there. and for you to hit the goals that you want to be able to hit. So that's a big reason as to why I'm in sales. The core root is love. Love for my lady, love for my mum, love for my purpose, love for my family, my cousins, etc. I want to be able to show them what's possible too. I want to be able to show them the type of lifestyle that they can live through them actually putting in the work. And I feel like some of the efforts that I was engaging in the past, they weren't bringing those results yet. And of course, it could take some time, whatever. But I was like, nah, I need to do something that's gonna get me some progression now. And it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm excited for it. So that's a bit of a breakdown as to why I'm doing sales. So that covers the finance side of things. Now, the next side of things, fitness. Why do I work out? I work out, go to the gym, etc. I want to build muscle. Why do I do kickboxing, etc.? I want to become more formidable, right? Formidable, I was having a conversation with, I don't know why my mind went blank there. I was having a conversation with my bro, my homie, serious guy, yeah. That's bro. Yeah, we're having a conversation, we're speaking this morning. And he had called me and we was talking. And we were talking about, I started speaking about my YouTube channel and stuff like that. I was speaking about the 6 Fs. And during our conversation, we ended up identifying some other areas that were missing from those 6 Fs. And I'll probably get to that. But it led to the inspiration of, hold on, we need to also be formidable. My boy said his definition of a gentleman, that part of his definition was like being, like you also got to be strong, etc. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Like that's part of what the fitness side is. But then I was like, hold on, I haven't really allocated a specific F to that. So formidable is a new F that's being added, I believe, right now. Formidable meaning, this is a revelation I had today. Right, you gotta be strong. You gotta be able to, I guess, demand respect and power. But the gentleman side of things, because formidable can be used, formidable can be based on fear, can be based on people fearing you, but that's not the only way that you can be formidable. Formidable also can be based on respect, and that is the gentleman way. To have respect, to have power and strength. I forgot where I was going with that point. But you gotta be formidable, right? So, that's where I was going. So I was talking about kickboxing and stuff like that. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm doing martial arts, because I wanna be stronger in that way. I wanna make sure that if in a situation there's a problem, it can be dealt with, right? And I think that's important, especially, again, it's another thing, it comes down to love, right? It's like the love that I have for people, the love I have for my lady, the love I have for my mom, etc. Me personally, I don't believe you should strive for violence, right? I don't believe that should be, a lot of men are just like, it's just a violent type of mentality. But I believe you should be capable of that violence, though, if necessary. But in most situations, you should be able to de-escalate through good communication and through understanding and recognizing what the long-term implications of that physical encounter would be, whether you win, whatever. But ultimately, you need to be, as a gentleman, formidable, and that's one area that I feel any development in terms of specifically from a perspective of, again, getting better with stuff like kickboxing, in the gym, etc. Like, I need to gain more muscle, have a stronger frame, right? So these are things I'm working on actively myself. Also, from a fitness perspective, diet is because health is wealth. From a long-term perspective, you gotta have your health. If you don't have your health, you can't do pretty much anything else. Family. I'm actually going to see some family later on today. It's a family member's birthday. So we're going to be going out and stuff like that. So we're going to have some Airbnb type situation, right? So I'm going to be doing that. And I tend to organize family meetups with my people who are close to me, things like that. I think it's important. As you guys have seen in my video. If you haven't, if I remember, I'll put it right there. Watch that video, right? About the importance of bringing people together as a man, as a gentleman. And that's something that's important. Community is important. And that's actually another point, right? In my conversation with my bro Sirius earlier, yeah. May have him come on the channel. We was talking about that, we should run that. It will be a good conversation. That's one of my day one bros. So, but one of the things that he mentioned, I was like, you know what, that is such a good point. That's something that's missing from the Fs that I have. So he mentioned about the importance of, let's say, for example, and this kind of links with being formidable, but it also it's a separate point in and of itself, which is if there's a lady or there's a grandma or whatever it is that's being attacked or assaulted or whatever it is, and you see that, you need to be able to be in a situation where you can, number one, you care to protect that lady. Number two, you're formidable enough to do so. And that brings on the 8th F. So there's 8 Fs now. There's 8 Fs currently at this play of time. The other F is fortify. Right? Fortify as in bring strength. I need to revise the definition of that. You know what, let me just go ahead and, I've got a tab open. What is it? Formidable, I've got that one. Fortify. To provide, it's typically known as a place, but let's say to provide a community, that's the way I'm seeing it. To provide a community with defensive works as a protection against attack. Right? To make a person feel physically or mentally stronger than before. As gentlemen, that's something that we should be having as an important area of our life. To make a person feel physically or mentally stronger than before. We want to make the people around us feel stronger. We want to make the people around us feel more protected, right? And we want to build. When I say fortify, we want to prioritize community, because the community together creates a fortress where people who want to try and intrude that community, it's going to be a problem for them. And that's one of the missions. That's one of the big reasons why I'm building this YouTube channel, to build a community of gentlemen who are like-minded. We're stronger together. And also because it links to my purpose, inspiring people to become the best versions of themselves. And I realize that as I'm on my path of becoming the gentleman that I want to become, I can inspire other people as well. With what I've learned, with what I'm applying, with what's helping me in my life. Faith. The reason I prioritize faith, which this is an area of my life that could do with more work, but I pray every day. The reason I do that is because I believe it's important to recognize some kind of power greater than yourself. It's important, and it's important to express gratitude, because how are we here? Well, you think it's just random? Like, there's got to be some kind of divine intervention, and I believe that the blessings that we have, we need to be able to be grateful for. And that helps with the flow side of things, the mental health. I might change the word flow to focus. I'm thinking about that. Let me know what you guys think. Flow or focus for the mental health aspect of the Fs. But that's something that's super important as well, obviously, the mental health. That's why I'll be studying personal development on a daily basis. I was listening to an audiobook earlier called A Man's Search for Meaning. That was a deep book. It's talking about a gentleman who was in the Auschwitz concentration camps during World War II. And he managed to make it out. And he managed to make it out with his sanity. And during that time, he was able to find purpose whilst he was there. And it's a powerful book sharing a perspective of, a bunch of perspectives, but a perspective of you create your reality. You create your internal reality. It's not your external circumstances. We have the power within us to decide how we feel and how we respond to different things. Because in a situation as dire as that, as crazy as that, people are still able to find purpose and find meaning, and there is meaning. Meaning is what we create. Me believing that it's my purpose to inspire people to become the best version of themselves. It's a meaning that it feels like it's in my heart. And it's a meaning that it feels like it comes from a higher power. But ultimately, it's a perspective in my head. Who am I to say, to know for 1000% certain that objectively that's my purpose? I don't know. But I believe it strongly. I believe it with full conviction. But just from that lens, it's like, it's a perspective that I'm choosing to hold. Whereas some people will choose to hold the view that the life is meaningless. What life feels more fulfilling? One with meaning or one without? Anyways. I believe I've spoken about each of them. Finances, yeah, I think I've spoken about each of them. This is really a bit of an overview. There's so much more depth that I honestly could have gone into, especially with regards to the finances and our vision around that and everything else, to be honest. But yeah, even from a perspective of wanting to be the best example for my children in the future, not now, but my children in the future. And again, just inspiring the world, inspiring more people and being able to bring people together and being able to, for you to bring people together, yeah, you need to have that intention, but people also need to respect you. Now, I do tend to have a lot of respect, as in people tend to respect me, but I feel like on a bigger level, again, the more formidable I become in terms of skill, in terms of fitness, in terms of strength, all that kind of stuff, the more that will help some people that won't be able to fully internalize and understand some of the things I'm saying, the more I'll be able to help them too, and be able to help more people come together. So that is a bit about why I do what I do, my purpose. I appreciate the question. This has been a deep conversation. I was supposed to leave. I'm supposed to have left already, but I committed. I replied to your comment. I said I'm going to record this video today, so I am. Did I say I was going to post it today? Let me check. I'll record it. Okay, cool. I recorded it. Okay. I'm going to post a video, but it might not be this one. Cool. Set up real quick. Laptop. This is for a bunch of things. Obviously, laptop, you get the vibes with that. This is their secret sauce. I can't lie. I can't even talk too much about this. That's all I can say about this one is, this is that fragrance. Yeah, this is how I be smelling, the way I be smelling. And if you know me, then you know the way I be smelling. That's all I can say about that one. We got the lip balm here. This is not my preferred or recommended lip balm. This is a bonus one. My main one is, I think it's called Aqua Fill or something like that. That one I prefer. My Mac, if you want, I can link this in the description or whatever. I can let you guys know what this is. But this is a really good Mac, of course, as you can hear. And then we got the LED lights. I love LED lights, they're vibes. Obviously, it just makes the setup look even better. And this is another Mac that I use a lot of the times for my calls as well. Like consulting calls especially, and I used to use it for a previous YouTube channel that I had as well, but now I really just use it for calls, and then I use this Mac for these videos because I found that it's actually this Mac is a really good Mac, but this Mac is, long story short, without getting too technical, from a recording perspective, it's simpler to use this Mac, and it just works better overall. But yeah, you've been tuning in to Learning with Lamar. Oh, whiteboard, I just sometimes write just like things. Let's say I'm on a call or whatever, I need to quickly write something down and write something down there. So I've got some reminders and stuff like that there as well. And yeah, that is the vibe. I appreciate your question, Delatrox. Let me know if I pronounced that right or wrong. And I missed your username. I don't know what your exact name is, so feel free to fill me in on that. But yeah, appreciate you. And if you have any other suggestions, then definitely let me know. I'm open to suggestions, whatever you need help with or whatever. If there's something that I have a perspective on that I believe can help, I'm happy to share. With that being said, you've been tuning in to Learning with Lamar. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Before we go, let's talk about the next video that you need to watch. If you're in a situation where you believe that you deserve more, I should be paid this. How comes they're paid this and I'm not paid this? Listen, you need to watch this video right here. That's what I'm going to say. Watch this video. It's going to help you understand how you can get what you believe that you deserve. With that being said, I'm gonna catch you in the next video, my people. Have an amazing day, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to this. This is a relatively long video. If you got all the way this far, go ahead and comment in the comments realness. Right? Just comment in the comments realness, because you're a real one. Because this was really I'm sure there would be an inspiration for you watching this, but it was a very intimate session of just like hearing about myself. So yeah, ideally it was beneficial. And comment realness, let me know your thoughts on this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, the video probably showed on the screen late because I said so much extra, but again, click this video. That's where you're going to learn about how to get what you actually think that you deserve, how to know what you do deserve.